I thought was great for Jon Jones is, first 5-rounder against a tough guy. I thought he fought a great fight. He's throwing elbows like they were hands. I thought he fought a great fight tonight. I thought Rashad did too, though. Rashad, you and I spoke about this, and I've talked about it a lot leading up to this fight. I think that Rashad Evans is a guy who hasn't got the respect that he deserves. Guy's been in the UFC since 2005, won the Ultimate Fighter at heavyweight, and has only been beat now by Jon Jones and Machida.
And when you look at it, considering what Jon's done, the run he had last year, beating a top 10 guy, does this close the gap in your mind on Anderson?
Yeah, well, it's always funny. I don't know if those of you that have been looking on Twitter, now the big thing is everybody says Dan Henderson will definitely beat Jon Jones. So, I like that. Not a bad thing. So, everybody's ready for the next one. I think Jon Jones is going to be one of these kids. He's 24 years old. He's so young. In every fight that he gets, he's gaining experience as he goes, and there's no doubt about it. Dan Henderson will definitely be a big test for Jon too.
No, I'm a 205 pounder. I've only lost twice, and I lost some good competitors. So it'd be nice if I won all my fights, but it don't happen like that sometimes. But if an opportunity happens at 185, then I'll take it. But I like 205. I feel like I can work my way back up and get back to another title shot.
Just thinking back about the fight, how would you grade your performance?
I don't think I did a good job. I didn't do the things that I trained to do, and it was just something I wish I had back. A couple moments in a fight that I feel like I could have took advantage of some situations, but I didn't do it, and it was my mental block, and I didn't go out there and perform the way I wanted to.
And now that Jon's here, for Jon, of course, congratulations on the win. Obviously, such a huge rivalry, so much emotion in this fight. Can you just talk to us about how that felt in the fight? Did it affect you at all? It seemed like you were very cool, calm, and collected, but obviously, I know you were critical of your own performance. You didn't finish, but how did you kind of feel all the way through the fight?
I felt great, man. Rashad is he's an awesome opponent. He's definitely game. He's fast. He has swag. He punches hard. And I just felt as if the fight elevated me to a different level. I definitely respected Rashad a lot, and I think I was a little intimidated at some points to just believe in my ability and speed and coordination. I think as a result, I didn't fight as clean as I would like to have. But it was a great fight. I respect Rashad a lot, and thank him for taking this fight.
Well, thank you.
Question for Jon. Jon, were you right over to your right here? How are you? Oh, were you at all hurt? He clipped you a few times during the fight. Did you feel his power?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say that I was hurt, but he definitely wobbled me. Again, getting wobbled doesn't actually hurt. My leg kicks hurt. He actually had my leg sore. I'm surprised because he's not much of a kicker, and he kicked very well tonight. So I wasn't hurt, but he did wobble me. There's one point where I had gotten hit, and I was like, oh, okay, felt that. And then, I tried to side shuffle, and I realized I stumbled, which means I must have been rocked. He rocked me, and I was happy that I was able to take punches from Rashad because he's a very powerful puncher.
What did you learn about yourself tonight?
I learned that I need to just trust my stuff a little bit more and not be intimidated, by people, what they have, and just to trust what I had. Like I said before, I definitely move very fluently when I'm going against a heavy bag or a coach with mints. And tonight, I kind of felt gangly and uncoordinated at some points. And I know that came from slight insecurity in my attacks.
Jon, in the fight, of course, we kind of saw the taunt from Rashad. Were you expecting to maybe see the customary Rashad Evans taunt at some point in the fight? Did it affect you whatsoever? Did it get you going a little bit more when you got that little taunt? I think it was the second round.
It didn't get me going a little bit more, but I was just like, man, this guy is just so smooth. Look at him. And the people, I thought I was winning that round, but he still got cheers. I was like, don't cheer, I'm winning this round, what are you doing? But he's just a smooth operator, man. It was, I didn't expect it, and I just wanted to land even more. I was like, oh, don't do that in here with me.
What was going on in the final round when you kind of went to the shuffle mode there for 10 to 15 seconds? You were kind of running a little shuffle around him. What was going in your head with that?
Just to be free, and it is a game, and I felt as if he was respecting it and not attacking. when I was doing that, so I was like, sweet, if you're gonna let me shuffle around, I'm gonna get my get back, you know. So that's what that kind of was about. You know what? I feel great that I already have a mission, and I'm gonna work extremely hard to better myself. I did things that I could have done better. And Dan Henderson is an awesome opponent. He's a winner. He has a huge fan base, I'm sure. The haters gonna come right away, which I'm okay with. It's just gonna be a lot of things to conquer in this fight. You know, he has extreme knockout power. I don't know who hits harder between him and Rampage, but he has extreme knockout power, and I'm excited to conquer.
In the last 10 seconds of the fifth round, you glanced at the clock and you went for the second takedown. What was going through your mind at this time?
I went for a takedown in the last few seconds of the fight. I recall he stopped it pretty well, shot his great hips. And then at the end of the fight, I pulled guard, and the reason why I pulled guard is because I'm a mixed martial artist, and I think a lot of times people want to, they look at that as being like a sissy move or something, but I think a lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners around the world loved it and really respected it. So it's part of the game, and I think it was a smart decision.
Yeah, he was difficult, he's so frustrated, he's so long, and he's very creative. So, when I was just fighting from my gut, and whenever he hit me with something, I was like, man, I don't know how bad that hurt, So it was a lot of pride, fighting on a lot of pride, but he's a talented kid, he's got a lot better, like I thought he did, and he was able to keep me from doing what I really wanted to do. And that's what he needed to do to get the win. So I got to give him his respect, and he's champion.
And then I wonder if you can compare this feeling to how you felt after you lost to Lyoto Machida. And then Lyoto went on, and now people say that he's kind of been a puzzle that's been figured out. Do you think the same is for John, or do you think that after facing both of them that Lyoto had a style that people weren't really used to? Jones is just something that's special in itself that you can't really figure out.
Well, Jones definitely has a talent, and is different than everybody else's. So, the difference I feel in this fight, since I got older, I've learned how to handle setbacks a little bit better. And, I know that the only thing you can do in life is just go forward. No matter how hard things get, you can go forward and not, hang your head lower, because things can always be worse, And even when you think you're at rock bottom, you can go lower. So I take that and say, I lost tonight, but tomorrow I'll win, I'll get better, and I'll continue to be or pursue to try to be champion. I felt his timing was off, and his timing is really never off, so I felt like he was nervous, because he missed, because like when he first came out, he was a little bit looser than he normally is. Normally he's a little tighter. So I was like, okay, he's a little bit nervous. And then he started playing a hand game, so I was thinking, okay, this is where I'm gonna be able to take him down, because he's gonna touch, and I know he's gonna go for the elbow, and then that's when I'm gonna drop. But every single time he went for the elbow, I wasn't really ready for it, and he caught me with it, so he slicked me on that.
What was the game plan going into tonight's fight?
It was just a fight, it was a fight. I knew where John's tough at, and I knew where he's hard at, to try to take him down in the open mat is pretty hard to do, so I was just going to try to see, if I got a shot, I was going to take it, but if not, I wasn't going to force anything. And but at the same time, I need to be creative, and I wasn't creative enough. I threw an inside leg kick, and he checked it with his knee, and I couldn't really bounce after that. I lost the springs in my shoes. So, but he fought a good fight.
Fighting infrequently as of late, do you think that had an impact on your performance tonight?
No, I just think that I was flat. I was flat when I came out. I didn't really feel like my normal myself, and I had a great camp. But just sometimes you go out and you don't feel it. There was times in the fight where I was like, okay, I felt like I could have done something, and I just didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger when I needed to, and those are just the frustrating things where I gotta go back and just figure out what I did wrong.
And I wanted to ask you, Anderson's been unbeaten in the UFC and had all the records. When you look at John in the last year, being Hua, Rampage, Machida, now tonight, a convincing win over you, do you think he's closed the gap or in any way past Anderson?
Well, talking about Anderson and Silva, he's done quite a bit in the sport. I think John's definitely on his way. He definitely deserves credit, but he's still yet to clean on everybody in the weight class. So Anderson, they can't find really nobody to go with him except for Chael. So you know, it remains to be seen if he'll get to that level, but it looks like he's on his way there.